These are the must-know Texas CDL air brakes questions. For the full 375 question cheat sheet and interactive practice tests, check the link in the description. Let's jump into the first question. How do you know if the spring brakes are applying automatically when you lose air pressure? A. The trailer supply line turns from red to blue on the dashboard. B. The service brake pedal becomes softer and the vehicle accelerates. C. The parking brake knob pops out and you feel the vehicle slow significantly. D. The air pressure gauges rise rapidly above cutout. The correct answer is C. The parking brake knob pops out and you feel the vehicle slow significantly. Spring brakes engage to stop the vehicle in low-pressure scenarios. This is a fail-safe to prevent uncontrolled movement. Why must you never push down the brake pedal when the spring brakes are engaged due to low air pressure? It makes the air dryer stop working and floods the system with moisture. B. It will release the spring brakes automatically and cause uncontrolled rolling. C. It can damage the brake system components. D. It will instantly refill the air tanks and cause overpressurization. The correct answer is C. It can damage the brake system components. With the spring brakes applied, the brake chambers are under a different force. Pressing the pedal forces air into a system that's already locked by strong springs, risking mechanical failure. What is the recommended procedure to test the trailer parking brake? A. Set the trailer parking brake, release the tractor brake, and gently pull forward. B. Set the tractor brake and release the trailer brake, then pull forward quickly. C. Release both brakes and rely on wheel chocks to test holding power. D. Apply the service brake hard while moving and assume the trailer brake is fine. The correct answer is A. Set the trailer parking brake, release the tractor brake, and gently pull forward. If the trailer doesn't move, the brake is holding. Failure to hold indicates necessary adjustments or repairs. Why should air tanks be drained even if an automatic drain valve is installed? A. Because draining tanks adds lubrication to the brake chambers. B. Because automatic drain valves only work in warm weather. C. Because manual draining increases air pressure above cutout. D. Manual draining ensures all water and oil residue are removed, especially if the valve malfunctions. The correct answer is D. Manual draining ensures all water and oil residue are removed, especially if the valve malfunctions. Relying solely on the automatic system may leave hidden moisture. Performing a manual drain check is a more reliable way to maintain a dry system. What are slack adjusters and why do you check them? A. They cool the brake drums by channeling air onto the wheels. B. They connect the air dryer to the service tanks to remove moisture. C. They adjust the distance that the brake shoes must travel to contact the drum. D. They regulate air pressure to the brake chambers to prevent skids. The correct answer is C. They adjust the distance that the brake shoes must travel to contact the drum. If they're out of adjustment, you'll have too much brake pedal travel and reduced braking force. Proper adjustment is crucial for consistent and safe stopping power. What is the first step in an air brake leakage test with the engine off? A. Fully charge the air system, turn off the engine, and release the parking brake. B. Drain all tanks completely, then start the engine at fast idle. C. Put the vehicle in gear and roll slowly to check for pressure changes. D. Apply the service brake to the floor before shutting the engine off. The correct answer is A. Fully charge the air system, turn off the engine, and release the parking brake. This sets the system at operating pressure with no brakes mechanically applied, giving you a clean baseline to measure pressure drop. From here, you time 1 minute, single vehicle, or check against the appropriate spec for a combination vehicle. What indicates your air tanks are building pressure too slowly? A. The pressure gauge holds steady at exactly 120 psi at all times. B. The low pressure warning activates only when the engine is turned off. C. The air pressure rises instantly from 0 to 100 psi in a few seconds. D. It takes more than the recommended time, often 45 seconds, to go from 85 psi to 100 psi. The correct answer is D. It takes more than the recommended time, often 45 seconds, to go from 85 psi to 100 psi. This slow buildup could be caused by a failing compressor or major leaks. Timely repairs are critical to ensure safe braking capacity. Why is a leak-down test conducted on air brake systems? A. To make sure the engine can idle smoothly with the brakes applied. B. To confirm the tires are not leaking air during braking. C. To increase air pressure by forcing the compressor to run continuously. D. To ensure air pressure loss is within safe limits and detect leaks. The correct answer is D. To ensure air pressure loss is within safe limits and detect leaks. By measuring how quickly pressure drops when the brakes are engaged or released, you can spot any significant leakage. Early detection of leaks prevents brake failure and violations. What is the main advantage of air brakes over hydraulic brakes in heavy commercial vehicles? A. They work without any need for an air compressor or storage tanks. B. They can handle heavier loads without brake fluid boiling or pressure loss. C. They require no maintenance once installed. D. They always stop in a shorter distance than hydraulic brakes in every condition. The correct answer is B. They can handle heavier loads without brake fluid boiling or pressure loss. Air brakes are designed for large vehicles and can provide consistent braking power under demanding conditions. Unlike hydraulic fluid, compressed air does not boil under heat, making it more reliable for heavy loads and repeated braking. How do you recognize a properly adjusted manual slack adjuster during inspection? A. It should only be checked when the brakes are fully applied. B. It moves freely several inches to ensure smooth braking. C. It should be locked solid and not move at all. D. It should not move more than about 1 inch with the brakes released when pulled. The correct answer is D. It should not move more than about 1 inch with the brakes released when pulled. Excess free travel indicates the brakes won't engage fully. Keeping slack adjusters within specifications provides optimal braking efficiency. What is the key benefit of a dual air brake system? A. It doubles braking force, so stopping distance is always cut in half. B. It eliminates the need for a low-pressure warning signal. C. It allows the vehicle to operate safely with empty air tanks. D. It provides redundancy, so if one circuit fails, the other can still function. The correct answer is D. It provides redundancy, so if one circuit fails, the other can still function. Dual systems separate front and rear or primary and secondary braking. This design increases safety and ensures partial braking capacity in case of a failure. What is the normal cut-in pressure for most air brake systems? A. Around 50 psi. B. Around 100 psi. C. Around 150 psi. D. Around 200 psi. The correct answer is B. Around 100 psi. Below this threshold, the compressor resumes pumping air. This ensures enough pressure to safely operate the brakes. What is a normal operating range for air brake pressure before the governor cuts out? A. Typically between 50 and 70 psi. B. Any pressure is acceptable as long as the brakes feel normal. C. Typically between 100 and 125 psi. D. Typically between 150 and 175 psi. The correct answer is C. Typically between 100 and 125 psi. This range ensures you have adequate braking power. If the pressure doesn't reach this level, there might be a leak or a failing compressor. How do you properly test the tractor parking brake? So, pump the service brake until the air gauge reaches cutout, then drive normally. B. Set the trailer brake and pull forward to test the tractor brake. C. Release both brakes and accelerate to confirm the tractor stops itself. D. With the tractor brake set and the trailer brake released, gently pull forward to see if the tractor holds. The correct answer is D. With the tractor brake set and the trailer brake released, gently pull forward to see if the tractor holds. This ensures the tractor parking brake can hold the vehicle on its own. If the tractor moves, repairs or adjustments are needed. Why does stepping on the brake pedal sometimes cause a slight drop in air pressure, then a quick return to normal? A. It means the air tanks are overfilled and must be drained immediately. B. It means the brake chambers are blocked and the brakes are not applying. C. The drop reflects the air used to apply the brakes and the compressor recovers pressure if needed. D. It indicates the safety valve is stuck open and leaking continuously. The correct answer is C. The drop reflects the air used to apply the brakes and the compressor recovers pressure if needed. This is normal as long as the pressure recovers promptly. A slow or non-existent recovery indicates a potential leak or compressor issue. How do you test for proper spring brake engagement on a vehicle with air brakes? A. Drain the air tanks while driving downhill to see if the brakes engage sooner. B. Pull the parking brake knob out at full speed to test engagement. C. Drive at highway speed and wait for the spring brakes to apply. D. Fully charge the system, turn off the engine, release the parking brake, then remove air pressure by pumping the pedal until the spring brakes engage. The correct answer is D. Fully charge the system, turn off the engine, release the parking brake, then remove air pressure by pumping the pedal until the spring brakes engage. If they don't engage when pressure drops to a critical level, around 20-45 psi, the system is not functioning correctly. This test verifies the emergency parking brake will activate in a low-pressure scenario. What is the function of the safety valve in an air brake system? A. It increases air pressure when climbing hills. B. It protects the tank and system from excessively high air pressure. C. It prevents skids by pulsing the brakes automatically. D. It shuts off the air compressor permanently once pressure reaches 100 psi. The correct answer is B. It protects the tank and system from excessively high air pressure. The safety valve usually opens around 150 psi if the governor fails to cut out. This prevents damage to air system components by relieving excess pressure. Why is fanning the brakes, repeated quick presses, discouraged in an air brake system? A. It increases air pressure by cycling the compressor faster. B. It cools the brakes too quickly and causes them to crack. C. It rapidly depletes air pressure without effectively reducing speed. D. It improves stopping power by building pressure in the brake chambers. The correct answer is C. It rapidly depletes air pressure without effectively reducing speed. When you fan the brakes, the compressor may not keep up with pressure loss. This can lead to dangerously low air levels and reduced braking ability. How do you perform a compressor buildup rate test? A. Turn the engine off and measure how fast pressure rises. B. Run the engine at a fast idle and measure time from 85 psi to 100 psi. C. Press the brake pedal repeatedly until the safety valve releases. D. Drive at highway speed and time how long it takes to reach cutout. The correct answer is B. Run the engine at a fast idle and measure time from 85 psi to 100 psi. If it takes longer than specified, often 45 seconds, there may be issues with the compressor or a leak. A proper buildup test ensures the system meets safe operational standards. How do air-over hydraulic brake systems differ from full air brake systems? A. They use a hydraulic system boosted by compressed air rather than solely compressed air. B. They do not require any brake system checks because they self-adjust automatically. C. They use only hydraulic fluid with no air components at all. D. They use only air pressure directly at the wheels with no hydraulic parts. The correct answer is A. They use a hydraulic system boosted by compressed air rather than solely compressed air. The air pressure applies force to a hydraulic piston, which then engages the brakes. They require checks of both the air and hydraulic components for safety. Why are air hoses and couplings checked for abrasions or leaks before each trip? A. Because minor leaks are normal as long as the compressor runs. B. Damaged hoses can rupture, causing sudden air loss and brake failure. C. Because abrasions improve airflow and make brakes respond faster. D. Because couplings only matter for accessory air, not brakes. The correct answer is B. Damaged hoses can rupture, causing sudden air loss and brake failure. Regular inspections help you detect wear or cracks early. Ensuring intact, leak-free hoses is critical for safe, consistent braking. What is the trailer protection valve's function in a tractor-trailer's air brake system? A. It increases air pressure to the trailer during hard braking. B. It locks the trailer wheels whenever the service brakes are used. C. It vents tractor air to the atmosphere whenever you apply the brakes. D. It prevents air loss from the tractor if the trailer breaks away or has a severe leak. The correct answer is D. It prevents air loss from the tractor if the trailer breaks away or has a severe leak. The valve closes automatically if pressure drops below a certain point. This design keeps the tractor's brake system operational in emergencies. What does a rapid drop in air pressure when the brake pedal is pressed suggest? A. That the air dryer is removing moisture as designed. B. A fully charged system operating normally. C. A major leak or damaged brake component. D. That the compressor is cutting out correctly and needs no attention. The correct answer is C. A major leak or damaged brake component. Leaks under application can lead to sudden brake loss. Finding and fixing the issue promptly is critical for safe operation. What does the drain cock on an air tank allow you to do? A. Manually release accumulated water and oil from the tank. B. Release tire air pressure to prevent blowouts. C. Add air to the tank to increase pressure. D. Measure brake lining thickness by checking fluid level. The correct answer is A. Manually release accumulated water and oil from the tank. Even automated systems can miss some moisture. Draining tanks daily maintains a dry system and extends brake component life. What is the recommended procedure for testing the air compressor governor cut-in pressure? A. Reduce pressure by pumping the brakes and note when the compressor resumes building pressure. B. Turn the engine off and wait for the pressure to rise on its own. C. Increase engine speed until the gauge stops rising, then record that number. D. Apply the parking brake repeatedly until the safety valve opens. The correct answer is A. Reduce pressure by pumping the brakes and note when the compressor resumes building pressure. You want to see the needle start rising again around 100 psi. If it doesn't, the governor may not be functioning correctly. Want to pass the test on the first try? Get the complete 375 question cheat sheet and interactive practice tests at dmvsuccess.com. Click the link in the description to easily ace your CDL exam. Now back to the questions. What must you do if the safety relief valve on an air tank releases air? A. Have the air system checked immediately. The governor may not be cutting out properly. B. Tighten the valve with a wrench so it cannot release again. C. Ignore it because the release means the system is working perfectly. D. Drain the air tanks completely and continue driving without refilling. The correct answer is A. Have the air system checked immediately. The governor may not be cutting out properly. The relief valve opens at around 150 psi to protect the system from overpressurization. If it activates, it signals a failure in the governor or compressor controls. Why do some vehicles use air tanks for separate accessories like air horns or seats? A. Because separate tanks are required to make the brakes stronger. B. Because accessories cannot operate unless connected to the trailer supply line. C. It prevents accessory use from draining air needed for the primary brake system. D. Because accessories require higher pressure than brakes to function. The correct answer is C. It prevents accessory use from draining air needed for the primary brake system. By isolating these components, the system ensures essential brake pressure is maintained. It also helps diagnose issues without compromising brake function. Why must you wait for the air system to fully build pressure before driving? A. Because the brakes work best at low pressure to prevent skids. B. Driving with insufficient air pressure can lead to partial or no braking capability. C. Because driving early improves compressor performance by spinning it faster. D. Because full pressure is only needed for parking, not for normal driving. The correct answer is B. Driving with insufficient air pressure can lead to partial or no braking capability. Allowing the system to reach cutout pressure ensures full brake responsiveness. Moving prematurely is dangerous as your brakes may not stop the vehicle effectively. How do you check that your service brakes are working properly during a pre-trip inspection? A. Drive forward slowly, apply the service brake, and note any pulling, unusual feel, or delayed stopping. B. Apply the parking brake at high speed to confirm stopping power. C. Drive backward quickly and slam the brakes to check for lockup. D. Pump the brake pedal rapidly until the air gauge reaches maximum. The correct answer is A. Drive forward slowly, apply the service brake, and note any pulling, unusual feel, or delayed stopping. This test confirms the brakes are responding consistently and effectively. Any strange noises, vibrations, or uneven braking should be investigated. What may occur if a service brake chamber has a ruptured diaphragm? A. Air will leak from the chamber, reducing braking effectiveness. B. The brakes will become stronger due to higher airflow. C. The air dryer will purge continuously and fix the leak automatically. D. The spring brakes will release and remain released permanently. The correct answer is A. Air will leak from the chamber, reducing braking effectiveness. The chamber can't properly apply or release the brakes. Replacing the damaged diaphragm is crucial to restore full braking power. That's it for this Texas Air Brake CDL exam practice test. To get the full study guide and guarantee you pass, click the link in the description. See you in the next one.